or you need to make it inoperative. Now, if you want to use it to go back to later, I would probably just say make it inoperative. And so to make it inoperative, you put a single quote in front of it. And when you do that, in CSS, it shades it lightly. Okay? So it's not executable now. The reason why this is important is that when we do the bootstrapping, we got to construct a starter bar. NCSS used to have it. Excel still has it. There is a way of looking up by position the corresponding X. And so we need that position. We don't need that position ever to change. Okay? So that is step 2, before we haven't lost anybody. Determine the number, and let's just fill column C3 with 5,000 numbers. Just say fill it. That's it. So we're going to have 5,000 ones there. Okay? I'm going to call this column rand. R-A-N-D. So we should be up to step 4. Okay? And I'm going to put a transformation in that column, and it's the uniform transformation. So I know that transformation by heart. And it's called uniform, and I'm going to give it a seed, 1, 2, 8, 9. That's all. And I say OK, and it creates 5,000 random numbers. Just faster than I can type. 5,000. Okay? Right with me so far. So I am through. No, you're gonna have different. You're gonna have different random numbers. You're not gonna have the same random number. Everybody's gonna have different random numbers. That's what's nice about this. Everybody's gonna have different random numbers. Yeah.
Do we always put 1, 2, 8, 9 in the
Oh, any seed you want. This has got to be less than 6 digits.
All right.
No negative. I don't think. Every software has some different requirements on the seed. Okay. So those are the random numbers. Now we want to leave that transformation there. We don't want to take that one. We don't want that one inactive. We want it to stay. Okay. I'll keep I like my name short and sweet. And what we want to do is compute the position of an observation. And so I give you the transformation there. It's a round. That is, when I compute the position number, it's got to be an integer. I only have 15 positions, 1 through 15. So if I end up with a position 14.1, I got to get the software to do the rounding for me. Everybody with me? So I want it to do the rounding, but it's dependent upon, that position is dependent upon the random number times the size of the. Go down here and find the round. You don't like to type and you like to scroll. I get frustrated with scrolling. But when you click on the function, then it gives you a little blip on it. It tells you some of the parameters on it. So we want the round function. And so I want to round, and I'm going to use rand times, what's my n? 15 plus 0.5 comma 1. And I say OK. So, okay, this is step 6. Create a column called boot. In that column under transformation, click the lower right of the cell and go to the transformation recode. It will be recoded position, etc., etc. Now, this is the thing NCSS did that I'm going to be in their face. I may have a trip out there this summer to visit them. They need to change because this is not user-friendly. Okay? But it's doable. So, what we're saying is we hit recode, and we look for the recode function. Now, I may mess this up first, so let me make sure we get it right. Here's recode. And recode, my X is going to be position. And let's see. Okay, I'm going to say okay. I didn't like that. I got to go back. There we go. And so you should get to, as I say in that step, it should take you to a table. This is the table
What do you do?
that NCSS wants you to fill in. Okay? So we want to create from position. Okay, I got to take everything out.
What did you just do?
Create from existing data set. Oh, there it is. Okay. So what it should do when I clicked it, it's going to unique values from
No,
the data
how
set.
did you get
I
there?
click it, and it fills in
How'd
the
you get there?
15 different positions I have, because I have 15 data values.
Go to recode.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody with me?
Okay.
And for double click it. For X, type in position.
Now I'm going to try something. I don't know if the software's
And
going to
hit
let me do
OK.
it. I tried it in my office.
Now just hit
It
OK.
wouldn't let me do it.
Click on that again. Click it. Okay, now delete those.
All of them?
Let me try something. It's kind of tedious doing it the hard way.
And then click that.
I'm going to copy the
Thank
data,
you.
and I'm going to go back to the recode. And paste my data values. There they are.
Did you copy them from here?
So, before you go into recode, these are the little things I forget. Before you go into recode, you need to copy the original data. Now remember, we're doing bootstrapping, so our samples are generally not going to be very large. All right with me? So I copy the original data. And so I go in and recreate the recode. And so now I have it. I did it the hard way in my office. I said, there's got to be an easier way. Okay? So now recode is set up. Everybody with me? I'm afraid to go out of recode because I might lose it. But I have it. Anybody else? I have one. If I only have one, I'm doing pretty good. But what's done is I have taken 5,000 individual samples, 5,000 individual values I've selected. So notice in my case, if I can get it up here, the first position was 13, and it goes down to the grid and pulls up. That's a 9.6. Okay? So that's what we have done.
How did you get a 9.6?
Now,
I got a 15.
I'm ready to go step 7. That's just the first time. I got to do this 15 times. Then I have more to do. You'll understand why in a moment. I'm trying to guard you from making a mistake. So I'm going to paste it over 2. Okay? I've just pasted it over. And I'm going to decrease the size of these columns so I can get them all on one picture. And let me enlarge my frame. Okay? So I go up here and I'm going to recalculate all transformations again. No, that's not working. Now, why is that not working? There we go. So I recalculated it again. Remember, that's 15,000 repetitions done in a second. Copy that column again and paste it. I want to diminish the size of all these columns that you see all that I'll create.
Are you cooking?
And you need
You have
to
to
always
unclick
make
that.
sure that it creates a
And click
different
where, though?
random sequence.
And then go back
So I
and
do
click
have
recalculate.
it all there. I'm going to copy,
But what did you cook?
paste.
What are you cooking over here?
Nothing.
Ready to redo
Are you
again?
cooking them?
Recalculate all. Here's my next one. 11 more times I have to do this.
Can you show me really quick?
You have to go to data and then you have to unclick auto recalculate.
Oh.
And then after that, you can just click recalculate.
10 more to go.
See how many times it goes. Two.
Almost through.
It's not recalculating mine.
Statistic in column 22, and I'll call it an average. I'm just going to look at the mean, because that's what we've been focusing on. Okay, and there's a function for creating that. So I'm going to click on transformation again. And the function is average, really tough. So I say average. But I have consecutive columns. So there's an easy way to do this. It's C7 colon C21. And I can reduce and take out everything else. They've got to be consecutive columns. I can't have something else in those columns. Otherwise, I got to break it up with a comma and so forth. But it's going to find the average of all 15 of those columns. Okay? Try with me. Do an average. And then I say, okay. And why are you not working? Oh, I know. This is an idiosyncrasy I don't like. I'm going to execute all the transformations again. I got to get on the phone and figure out how I can get by some of this stuff. Recalculate all transformations, and there's all my averages. I have 5,000 of them now. Okay? Now, once you calculate all those averages, this is not on the notes, you need to make that function inoperative for the moment. So what I would do is I'd come up and put a single quote in front of the field. Okay? Begin with.
Hey, Dustin.
No, let's put
For the
15
average. I just finished doing that other thing.
And that should do it. Now we're right.
This is error.
Font. And so I'm going to insert the column. And I'm going to give that column a name. I'll call it sample. Okay? And I'm going to use a transformation of sequence. And I have to execute that transformation. And I don't know why that's not executing right. Okay. Okay? Now, here's why that column is necessary. What that does is it numbers on order that it was. So this is a safety measure to protect you. Okay? I'm going to put under sequence, I'm going to put a single quote. And you'll see why. I don't use that in calculations, but I could if I was in.